Hey boys and girls, Scott Turnage here with another episode of the G3 Sportsman. Yeah, I got my camera mounted up here, the dash cam I guess you want to say, while I'm heading out on the road for another adventure here. It's not something that I'm crazy about doing. This is one of the things that I used to despise other shows. If they were talking in the truck, I'd just change the channel. But today, what the heck, this is about the best way I can do it to get this show started. And I'm heading up to Stockton Lake and I'm gonna fish with my old buddy JR Oldham. I haven't fished with him in the last several years. He's on a mess of crappie. I have no idea how he's doing it. I'm sure they're stuck to brush somewhere, and I'm gonna get in the boat with him and we are gonna catch some hot summertime crappie on Stockton Lake. So come join us and see if we can't catch us a mess of fish. Okay, with the wonderful world of editing, you heard me talk in the truck. Now I'm on the lake, and we're here. We're with my boy. How long has it been?
It's been 3 years, I think, since we made the walleye.
At least 3 years or whatever. And so we're here with JR. JR is going to be running the show today. I'm the cameraman. I may do a little commentating or whatever during it or whatever, but this is going to be fun. JR is going to be catching fish. I have no idea how he's going to be catching them, and but we're going to take a little boat ride, and we are here on Stockton Lake. The lake has been up, oh my gosh, just all spring, and it's just terrible.
Still up about 12 and a half feet.
12 and a half feet.
And it's changed the fishing patterns like you wouldn't believe.
Well, hopefully we'll learn something today. So let's scat on down the lake and we'll get to our first spot. Let's see if we can catch a fish. What do you say? I'll get up here as close as I can.
It just seems like I'm not getting any reaction out of these fish. There's one. Move this way.
Huh?
There's a crappie. He's not a big crappie, but
I'll tell you what.
we got a little action.
He's a dandy though, JR.
About a 10-inch Stockton crappie.
Yeah, that's a dandy. Not bad for first fish.
Not bad, and you know it's always best luck to turn your first fish loose.
There you go.
Matter of fact, most time I turn all my fish loose, unless I'm hungry for a few.
I hear that. All right,
let's try it again.
That's the first of many. I see you using minnows here.
Got to. I tell you what, the last few trips out since this water's got so hot, of course I'm a jig. I use jigs when I can. I cannot get them to take a hold of a jig. They'll come up to it and bump it, but it seems like they're just pushing it out of the way. And the last couple of trips out, I haven't been able to get minnows, and I didn't catch many fish. So today, we're going to pretty much concentrate on the minnow bite.
All right, let's get another. You can see, let me zero in here, you can see the old water line. You see on them trees right there where the water was, so they'll be losing a lot of trees, unfortunately, here on the lake. And so these hedge trees, the water's still about 12 feet high. And so this is what we're looking at right here. JR is going to be dipping some minnows through here. He's got his 12-foot outlaw rod there going, and so we'll just see if we can't just snatch up a few crappies.
I used to say in the fishing, there's one, in the fishing business.
Is that good?
I think it's a keeper this time.
Yeah, that's
about 11-inch one.
That's a dandy right there, JR. That's a dandy.
Well, we finally found a few. They're a little deeper today. They're down in where looks like some broke over trees are down in these hedge trees. And they're not very active yet today, but there's a few of them down in this tree that we can see on our electronics and get one to bite now and then.
Don't
We're
call
gonna
me back till I take your picture. I gotta take your picture. We gotta do a social media post, so bear with us, and then he'll be back in there to catch another. And you're always watching that crazy thing, isn't it? That looks like a nice one.
Like what I've been catching.
I was sitting there looking at a butterfly. That's a dandy. That's more
12
like
and a half, 13 inch crappie.
That's a good crappie right there. We'll have to dang sure
You want to
get a
photo
little
that?
picture of him. Since you boys are with us, we'll just do it all right here. I'd say that's a good.
Tell you what, for Stockton's never been known for having really giant crappie. But Scott, our population, I believe numbers has been down the last couple of years, but we've been catching what we're catching some nice ones.
Yeah.
And I had a stringer late this winter when they first started moving shallow into mud flats. I put together a stringer of almost 10 pounds on 7 crappie out of Stockton. Now that's pretty unheard of, because most of your tournaments that have ever fished Stockton, 8.5, 9 pounds will usually win one.
Yeah.
So we're getting some better sized fish, but we just don't have the strong numbers that some of the shallower lakes do.
And every one of these right here, you can see, it's just on these hedge trees right here. No, it wasn't, but just our last show, I don't think either one, me or you, either one had a belly on us. Wonder what the age is to where, it's socially acceptable that we just don't really care what we look like. You think it's after 50?
There he is.
Speaking of what we look like, let's see what this one looks like.
It's
Another nice fish. Oh yeah, JR, that's a dandy. That's another dandy.
Well, what we've done is we were fishing in an area that I'd been catching a lot of fish, and they just weren't feeding there. And so I said, Scott, let's go. Let's go look see if we can find some more active fish. And so far,
put him up there, yeah, that's dandy.
So far, we found a few more active fish.
And it's these hedge trees are a little more scattered here.
They are. We'll let him grow up. Scott and I aren't very hungry today, so we're going to turn him loose.
There you go.
Since I bought this Sportsman 17, tell you what, I go everywhere with it. I've taken it to Texas, to Oklahoma, Kansas, and fish all over with it. I can take it and I can drop it in off a road like where old roads are, like when our lakes are flooded like this. Easy to pull around, and it has been one of my fish catchingest boats I've ever owned. It's so easy to handle, so easy on gas with the Yamaha motor. I tell you what, it's probably my favorite boat I have ever owned. Roomy.
Oh yeah, we hadn't run into each other not one time. I mean, this is basically an 18-foot boat.
And a lot of times fishing within these electronics like I do, I've got a guy on either side of me, and we fish.
Sure.
We fish it and side by side and comfortable all day long. And like I say, it's probably one of the most favorite boats of any I've ever owned. And through my lifetime, I've owned a lot of boats.
Boy, I'm telling you, the lake is just glass calm. I'm gonna tell you something. We've got a little reprieve. Today is July, I think, 24th or 25th. 24th, I think.
Yeah.
And it has been just oppressively hot. And today our high is going to be about 83. And that just about feels like fall compared to what we've had.
Boy, it did last night. That sun was going down, man, it felt like fall.
And we're looking out here and it looks like he's just fishing right out in just wide open water. But once again, this lake is up. So what you would normally see above the surface is now under the surface. We're sitting in 42 feet of water. We're sitting in, I've got a lot of glare here, 42 feet of water. And the best bite that he's got are fish that are in 10 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
So they're suspended.
We got to find the taller trees.
Yeah. Got him.
Got him.
Another keeper.
Another keeper size crappie. It's been a long time since the last fish, Scott. No monster, but he's about a 10 and a half, 11 inch fish.
That's a dang nice crappie right there.
If we were hungry, it'd be a real nice crappie.
It would.
And he gets to grow up.
Hot summer day out here on this pole timber. Actually, not pole timber. submerged timber, hedge trees. You know, there's lots of fish in here, but you got one of these days that JR says the moon still up. He believes that that'll screw you up. And what else is a contributing factor for it makes them a little harder to bite?
We've got this big high pressure too that came in here day before yesterday, and I mean, when you have 56-degree mornings in late July, that's pretty strong high pressure, and that doesn't ever help.
Unbelievable. Phone's ringing, putting on sunscreen. You can't ever get your day started. And even if people know you're out here videoing, they still call. He's at your jig right now.
Your electronics are very important right now. Be able to find which tree you've got the fish on. There he is.
Well, this one does.
Keeper size.
That's
no monster.
Yeah, nice fish though, JR. Just another nice one. Another nice.
Good eating size.
That's right.
That's the best eating size, actually.
I like catching them. I know you people are going, what in the world are you guys doing throwing these fish back? Well, you know, JR, you probably got plenty of fish to eat. I know I do.
Scott, you know anymore? Since I live right here on the lake, the only time I ever even freeze up a small mess of fish is for my father-in-law.
Yeah.
If we decide we want a mess of fish, I'll go out and shoot. Usually it's just my wife and I. Now the kids are gone. I'll catch 2 or 3 crappie, and that's enough.
That's enough. I can't eat as much as I used to either.
But I love to catch them, and so I turn them loose. I want to make sure they're there. Scott, that's one of the main reasons I went ahead and designed this new 12-footer. Is because these guys that are using these high-tech electronics that you're seeing what's happening out in front of you, they're wanting to reach out farther and farther to keep the boat off of the fish, to keep from spooking them. So that's one of the reasons I went ahead and designed this little heavier action 12-footer. It's called my Pro SE.
Well, let's take a look at it while we've got a little lull in the action.
It's a Pro SE with Sensitip, and I've got these right now in 10, 11, and 12-footers. And this is my brand new, and I've always had 10, 11, 12-footers. But I designed a line that's a little bit heavier action, especially for the tournament fishermen.
Yeah.
That they want to be able to drop down in there and pull those fish right out of the brush without breaking their rod.
Around there, show them. That's the Outlaw brand. There you go.
Fishoutlaw.com is the website.
There you go. It's a good looking. Boy, I'll tell you what. Everybody will know what you got.
Look at mine.
He hit you?
Stop it as I was letting it down. There he is.
How about that?
And Mr. Crappie.
How about that?
That one would barely be a keeper if he wasn't.
That's all right. Got a little breeze going. Another crappie, all the same stuff. It's a little tough this time of year. High water, high pressure.
Crazy fisherman.
Crazy fisherman. Now I notice you're using monofilament.
Scott, what I have found over the years is I love braided line. I love the sensitivity of a good braided line, and if I'm fishing in a lake, especially if I'm shallow and it's got a lot of color to it, I almost exclusively use braided line. But I found over the years that in your clear water lakes like Stockton, or you get into a part of any lake that's got clear water, I switch over to usually a 6-pound monofilament when I'm crappie fishing. It seems like fish side by side with 2 rods, I'll get 8 to 10 to 1 more bites on monofilament in a clear water lake than I will with braid. And another thing with braid is even if I'm fishing in dirty water and I've got a lot of wind, or if I'm fishing in some current, I'll switch to monofilament a lot of times. And I don't know why, unless that line vibrates in the wind and sings a little bit and spooks fish, but that's 2 instances that I almost exclusively go to monofilament. So what we've done today is I've been out a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, And I found some fish suspended up in some of this flooded timber that, like where we're sitting right now, we're 30 foot of water.
Yeah.
And normally it's 18 foot right here because we're still 12 foot high. So I was really worried, and we've caught some fish today, but you see it's how tough it's been. It's just hard when they're drawing the water. I mean, they're drawing the lake down now 4 to 5 inches a day.
Yeah.
And I don't care where you go on any lake, that makes the fishing tough. But you can still, if you're patient and you look around, you'll still, because the fish are going to eat. And we've had a good little trip this morning. The weather's been good, and I appreciate you coming. And I needed to try out this new Outlaw that I designed, this 12-footer, using it in electronics and reaching out there. And we've caught a few fish this morning. It's not been fast, but
It's still been fun.
it's always fun when you catch a fish or two here and there.
Get out there, boys. Get out. Now's a perfect time. The weather's not too bad. Get out there and enjoy the bounty that Mother Nature is providing for us. Catch a mess of fish. You don't have to catch 100. Go out and catch 15 or 20, about like what we have today, and have some fun. Check out JR Oldham and his Outlaw Crappie Poles.
Fishoutlaw.com.
Fishoutlaw.com. Check them out. You'll love them. Everybody's going to know that you've got a Outlaw rock, because I mean that dude is yellow. So anyway, keep what you use, release the rest, and it's all the time we got for this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you somewhere out there doing something fun next time right here on the G3 Sportsman. Thanks for watching. All right, JR, catch that other one now, now that the camera's off.